Here come the Jacobs. People of the world. Good evening. Okay, we're in business. This is great. Kapow. Welcome to Bridge Over Troubled Water with me, Jacob Collier. We have a track count today of 316, which is actually really quite chill by my standards. It's not too much at all. It's quite reasonable. Every one of these little sort of blocks that you see here is a human voice of some kind. All these blue ones down here are me, Jacob, and then at the top we've got some other people as well. We've got Yeba here, John Legend, and Tori Kelly. Star-studded arrangement. These are three of, I think, the greatest vocalists who are living on this planet right now. Fight me in the chat if you would like to. Hey, aerial cameras for the win. It's digging in right into the depths of the soul, like all this stuff. It's beautiful. So that was cool. We had to go to E flat major for that, as sometimes you do. I'm quite a last minute kind of guy when it comes to creative work, but clothed with deliciousness. Then up here we've got some other ones here. One of my hobbies is filling spaces with harmony. Highly recommended activity. Brazen A flat has entered the room. You know, squirreling away. I don't have to be like a bridge over. You know, I can kind of go with my little paintbrush. You know. Okay, so this is where I had to do a bit of a skullduggery move. What I did is I went online. Which you are all online right now, so you know what it's like. In fact, the best way to do that is to do this. So you keep my head. Yes. What is up? Okay. Yes, sorry about this mic stand. It's one of these things that I cannot help. That chord is so underrated. Where are we up to? Don't spinny wheel me. I guess, yes, it's inversions, man. It's inversions. Inversions rule my life. So this is where the kind of like adventures began. So I thought, well, if I'm going to begin an adventure, you may as well begin it here. You know what I mean? Because that's an adventurous place to begin. Or you could say, I probably more say it's like A7 sharp 11 over the third, so in first inversion. I knew that I wanted it to be contrary motion, so it widens, because that's a bridge. Widening. Everything gets wider, it brings out, because there were lots of very frustrated emotional comments wanting more, which I appreciated. Classic. And so now the question is, okay, how can I get to E flat major safely? And the answer was actually very simple: B flat sus. Simple as that. And that was that. Is that right? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just doing cameras. Lay me down, as said the Jacobs on the top. Where are we at to? Is this them? You may notice that I don't label anything, so I often lose stuff. Well, I always find myself tuning triads to just intonation like a responsible adult. That process of being this C, 14 cents flat, is now 0 cents. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Oh my god! Can you believe I just said that? Anyway, this hits you like a ton of A flat major bricks, because it like points your attention. It's like your feet go like dig into the soil, you know. Oh, sorry, am I on the? Oh, I do apologise. You've forgotten the crossfade here, Jacob. Come on, let's put that in, shall we? It's never too late. Originally, that demo had verse 2 in A flat major, not in E flat major. Didn't know what I was talking about back then. I think I'm trying to justify my lack of crossfades to myself. Being like, it's okay that you didn't do crossfades, Jacob. You did this in 3 days. Again. On the reverb, because you don't want like low mids or mid-mids in the reverb so much. You kind of want to shine above. So yeah, for those of you vocal chain nerds, there you go. I did the thing you wanted me to do. And I'm sure some of you would have heard that already, but that is indeed the Jesse motif, ladies and gentlemen. The Jesse motif. 5-note motif that's in almost every song in the entirety of Jesse. Cool. But there's all sorts of twisty chords that we find. A lot of the best things in the world are in B, I've come to realise. And so yeah, so how can I get there? So I followed my nose through these different keys to B. That's how I got there. And I was relieved when I arrived. I left my shoes at the door. And then down to an oo. Again, it's all about bridges. The whole arrangement is just bridge after bridge of different size. The whole arrangement is itself a bridge. It's all in A flat major, for example, like beginning and ending in A flat major. But all these little arcs. my responsibility as a kind of harmonist and architect of sound, whether it's in an a cappella arrangement or elsewhere, is to guide your spirit to a place that feels like life. Because why not? That note's not taken. I'm proud of this harmonic progression. And it's for you. You can have it too. That's just what I did again and again. I found a pathway through and locked into the ones I liked, and sort of throw a bunch of paint and Bob's your uncle. There's little riffs here and there, just little characters here and there. That's a nice one, for example. That's a nice gluey chord. That means we're about to be somewhere satisfying. And sure enough, gap. Oh, system overload. Well, happens to the best of us. So there's a moment of silence here, and in comes our queen Tori. So for you tuning nerds amongst you, you may have enjoyed that just then, because really, really, really subtle tension and release. You think, whoa! It's like the colours just slightly changed. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's funny because I explained this stuff as though it was a plan, but it wasn't really a plan. I just did it, and then afterwards I think, I think maybe that's why I did it. And in doing things like this, Logic System Breakdowns, I realise, I see how this works, but I'm kind of discovering just like you in a sense. This stuff is not too preordained. F guides us across. And then it's like, when you need a friend. When you need a friend. You know the theme when you need a friend. It's like that. So the low end comes back in. It's painting life. So kind of quite a Brian Wilson-y kind of thing to do. You know what I mean? Minor 5 is great. C sharp minor is great. It's really like there's no better way than say I'm really here. Than it's like a minor 5 to 1 thing. That's awesome. Right. And it's just like a way of your palette being like, you know. Tori is just going off, absolutely going off. Just basically me pretending to be Tori Kelly. Oh, she's muted. One more time. Turns out she sounds much better than me. It's like I just cannot believe Tori Kelly. I just can't believe her. Can you believe her? I can't. I don't believe her. Should we try and FaceTime her? Should we see whether she answers the phone? Oh no, she says she's out and about. Tell him I said hi. So you heard a hi from Tori Kelly. If I sang all the bass parts like, ooh, then it's like I've like low passed it. All those overtones. That's what tunes a chord. That's what gets something united. You know. Which is just like unforgivable of her, isn't it? Don't you think that is borderline unforgivable? Someone needs to report her to some kind of riff police. It's kind of similar to that chord, except that it's slightly in a non-microtonal key. It's genuinely in B flat. Like if I sang I don't normally go you know, but for this kind of moment is exactly what I did. It's like a really open resonant sound because you hear more of the overtones above, and then you can tune to those overtones, and everything just gets like filthy. I'm gonna throw a shot in the dark and say I did this, which is a satisfying moment. It's kind of like all the illegal notes, all the expensive notes. The only note you haven't spelled out is because that note's fun to have, because I wanted to sing that note. No one else is allowed. The thing with your ultimate release is not to do it all at once, which is why you get in classical music a lot of bum 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 bum. You know what I mean? All that stuff. So all of you who have ever heard me speak about negative harmony, some of you may have heard me speak about this. And then the second chord is like A flat over E, which is beautiful because it's home and away from home at the same time. Home, away from home, really far away from home. Which is which is fun. My dream is that you have by this point been laid down or something. That's the goal. That is it, really. Thank you all so much for swinging by and hanging out with me. This was really fun. And I always learn a lot from doing these too, because I don't know what I'm doing when I'm doing it as consciously as I do when I look back and I realise, oh gosh, I suppose that's what I did there, really, in the end of the day. But, yeah, that is it. Jesse Volume 4, which is the album from which this song is taken, drops in like 5.5 days, which is so crazy. I'm going to beam up to you from here and hope you have a very good day, or night, or morning, wherever you may be, and I hope I'll see you very soon. Alright, y'all. Cheerio. Bye.